Hello guys, welcome to Daddy Share Space and welcome to my channel. So today I got a couple questions here. Let me just take a look on my phone so I can make sure I got them right. Alright, so one of the questions I got today was about these Festool buds and do I still recommend them or do I think they're good? So for me personally, they do what they say they do. I don't know about the scientific specs. It talks about the level of dB that it drops as far as the sound. I can't measure that using the device. I don't have the scientific equipment for that. But what I will say is that for myself, it does what it's supposed to do. It reduces the sound of the loud tools in the shop. Now, personally, you haven't seen me use these that much in any of my videos when I'm working in the shop. And it's not because of the device itself. It's more involved than that. Basically, the reason why I don't use it that much is simply because I've had some problems with my iPhone, which is my main phone, and it overheats. It has numerous problems. I actually just got a new phone today and I need to switch all my data over and send that iPhone out. But what that has to do with my iPhone is the fact that in the garage I actually have an Apple TV. Sometimes I bring my iPad out here and then I also have my iPhone. And so it's a lot more convenient if I have my Apple AirPods in. If I want to switch between the devices, this is not as intuitive as far as switching from one device to another. Now, if my iPhone was not overheating and ghost touching and switching apps, this is what is paired to my iPhone when I use them. And so because that phone kind of has a mind of its own, oftentimes I'll be maybe listening to something with these buds and then the phone, it may be sitting somewhere or it may be in my pocket and it just starts going crazy. Now, the thing is, I don't really find this to be super intuitive to, well, I don't even know if you can, but I've never tried to pair this to my Apple TV. And oftentimes I will have my TV going while I'm working in the shop. And so I can have my earbuds in and listen to that without other people hearing or whatever. The shop could be essentially quiet when I'm working. So they do what they're supposed to do. It's just my use case is a little bit unique in the fact that I have Apple devices that I use in the garage when I'm out here working. And when I do switch to my new phone, I will pair this with my new phone. And you'll probably see me using this more because I won't be having all of those helter-skelter issues with the newer iPhone that I got. Now, I didn't buy a new iPhone. Basically, it's just a warranty exchange because my phone, the glass is broken and also it overheated. I also got a question about which one of the Festool drill drivers do I kind of lean toward. I'm actually glad that I did have the opportunity to get all of them and to try them out. Now, the one that I haven't used that much, which I think I will like, is I believe it's the Festool T18-3. I think that one may be a nice one to use, but the one that I find myself reaching for the most in this short span of time is this right here. This is the Festool TSX18. It may be the fact that I've always grown up using these T-style drills that makes it a little bit more, I guess, endearing to me, a little bit more comfortable for me. I think for myself personally, though I am a big fan of the Festool CSX, and I do even like the Festool CSX12 and the CSX18, for some reason there's a degree of familiarity with this particular tool that I keep gravitating towards that. Now, that's not to say that I don't like the other tools. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just a familiar thing. I still enjoy using my C-handle drills, but I think it's more of kind of like a cool kids thing, at least for me. I was unfamiliar with C-handle drills until I got my CSX, or no, actually I had saw the CSX and then I saw the Milwaukee version of it. And that made me, step out and pick that up. And then, the rest is history. Eventually I bought the CSX and I enjoyed it. That doesn't mean that I enjoy those other drills any less. It's just for some reason when I'm doing things, I keep picking this particular drill up. It's a nice size. It's not too big. Of course, the battery is, you know, a lot bigger than it might be on some other brands, but I like the compact size, and I like the fact that I can just set the drill down anywhere I need to because of the base. So that's pretty much my answer for that. And you know, as far as the Festool brand, I just really enjoy the ability to be able to put on the different chucks. Having that functionality is really nice, even though I don't use it the way that I thought I would. I mean, I can, but I think there's a degree of laziness, because if I could just set all the drills up with a different bit on them, then I don't have to do the switching, which is similar to using the other brands. But having that functionality to where if I was being more minimalistic in my project, I could just lay out the different chucks, like a Jacobs chuck, Central Tech chuck, or even if you just wanted to do all Central Tech, you could have multiple Central Tech chucks and put, you know, a drill bit in one, you know, a T25 in another one, or a countersink in another one, and you could just swap these out without actually taking the bit out. You could do that if you wanted to, but it's not necessary when you have the quick release, right? Not a fan of the Jacobs chuck really at all. I mean, I use it when I have to, but I'm not a big fan of that. So today I kind of had paralysis through analysis, because when I got home, I was thinking about going back to working on the Milwaukee miter saw stand. But then as I thought about that, I was thinking about, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll just get the stand for the Kapex 120, and then just take the 12-inch miter saw stand, or 12-inch miter saw, and put it on the stand that I built for the Kapex 120, because as I've been using the Kapex 60 on its stand, it really, I really like that setup. And the Milwaukee, which I don't think is going to have a long life here in the shop, I'm just going to use it for rough cutting until it dies, and then once it dies, I'll probably just get rid of it. And you know, because the Milwaukee doesn't have its own stand, it's not really, you know, and it's going out. So, you know, that, I was just thinking about that, because I could finish the stand that I started on, and then I'll just have two of those, you know, kind of bulkier stands. When I was looking at my video the other day, and I was looking at the backdrop, and I saw like the Kapex 60 sitting on its, you know, stand, looking pretty sleek, and then I look over at, you know, the rudimentary cart that I built for the KS 120, or Kapex 120. I'm like, you know, I think it would look a lot nicer if I had, you know, the matching stands. But anyways, that's another issue there. Now, so that's just about that. I was thinking for the video today about either working on the Milwaukee stand, but then I kind of told you about that thought, that loop of thought. And then I was like, well, I could do a video showing you guys how many router bits that I have in my shop, and then how many will actually fit in this new sustainer that I purchased. And but I was thinking, you know, on the Daddy Share Space Daily, it's more of me just kind of talking head, or at least, let me put it like this, I've been trying to separate the things that I do, so that people that don't want to just hear me jibber jabber, they would know to just pass over the Daddy Share Space Daily. But then people that are more into that, they can engage if they'd like to. And then when I'm doing actual tasks, i.e. like I know I've been like that, like if I see somebody come up with a new storage solution or a new idea, or maybe buy a new product, I like to see that. And so I'm trying to separate all these things. And right now I have a whole lot of different ideas, but I'm also trying to be mindful of, okay, if I do the same thing over and over again, like I could have easily done the TS32 Woodpecker T-square comparison with the stainless steel one. That's a video. I still can do the BHC versus the KHC rotary hammer. And so I'm trying to come up with a way to sort all these videos where, okay, I do video A, video B, video C. If I had the time, I would do multiple videos a day, and, you know, hitting all of those different points, like, you know, general dialogue, then like maybe a build, and then a you know, something like shop organization. You know, I would just do all these different things, but they're not all meant to be like super long, like more shorter videos that, you know, just kind of give you a better feel, almost like as if you were kind of looking over my shoulder in the shop and just maybe possibly collecting ideas, seeing the way a different person does things. And then I benefit because if someone watches a video and says, hey, you know, I see you did it this way, maybe you should consider this or consider that, that will be very helpful to me. So those are just different ideas that I have here. And, you know, I know, you know, maybe a lot of people don't realize, but yeah, I do have to count my money and have to consider how I spend, when I spend. And so there's so many different things that that are in my head to do. I was thinking about the the U channel system to be able to work with the cameras, but then also like right now I'm using just my camera without my shotgun mic because I left my shotgun mic upstairs on my other camera. And so who knows what this audio is going to sound like, but I've been thinking I may need to upgrade the cameras, or not the cameras, the microphones on my other cameras, because when I go to do my editing in DaVinci Resolve, like if I cut, you have an option to cut and take the video or take the audio from the source, or you could take the audio from, like, say, your main source. And right now as I'm recording, not in this particular video, but when I do my general recordings, only one camera has the shotgun mic on it, and all the other ones is like secondary audio. And in DaVinci Resolve, you use the audio to kind of sync up your different angles, so that when I go to do the editing, I can put all of the video into DaVinci Resolve, click a button which will sync it all up, and then as I'm going through the footage, I can select the angle that's best. Now, what I found is a little bit of a challenge, and all of these things contribute to the overall process of me making videos for this channel, because what I noticed is, if you imagine two lines, one on top of the other, one being video, the other one being audio, if you cut and don't do a full through cut through both the video and audio, what happens is you're keeping the audio from whatever you choose as your main camera. And normally I do that with the one with the shotgun mic. Now the problem with that is, when you go to, if I come back and I find that there's an area that there's dead space, or if there's an area where I would like to speed that area up, because it's not a full through cut, if you go to try to speed up that footage, it messes up your whole timeline, and you have to go back and try to figure out where things go so that things work. If you have the same audio on every single one of your cameras, that means whether you're facing camera A, camera B, camera C, the audio is consistent throughout. So you could do a full, on those layers, you could do a full through cut. And that through cut means that if you cut, say, this portion of footage and then to this portion of footage, you can choose to speed that whole area up. Like, say, if you're doing an unboxing and you want to just kind of get through that fast, you want the viewer to see the experience of the unboxing, but you want to get back to the point of where maybe you're displaying whatever it is that you're displaying. And so in that process of speeding up, it's more, I have found it to be a little bit more efficient if there's a full through cut. And when you're doing editing a video, every little second counts. Like, it seems to me you're fast if you, say, have an hour of footage to record, or that you've recorded. You're fast if you get that video done in 2 hours. That's fast. Oftentimes it could take 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours to get through an hour's worth of video footage, depending upon how many mistakes you've made, or depending upon like different angles and stuff. Because sometimes when I go to record, there may be some kind of a deficit where if my Rode mic, the shotgun mic, if the battery dies on that, then that main audio is not there. And so when I go to try to sync up the footage, it's not able to sync the footage together. And then I have to go through and look at each individual clip manually and try to sync each one up so that they will line up and actually look like the footage is going together, because that's the whole goal for me for having a multi-cam setup. It makes it to where I can record my whole shoot in one go, and then when my audio's right, when everything is balanced properly, then I could just go back and just cut the video like I said. But as I said, I've just learned over time that it may be best, even though it may be an expensive investment, it may be best for me to have the same type of shotgun mic on each angle so that I can do that through cut. Anyways, just a little bit behind the scenes information about how the video editing and stuff goes. Now, just to add a little bit more to this video before I wrap it up, if you are considering doing YouTube yourself, just to let you know, you need to have like 1,000 subscribers, obviously, but you also have to have 4,000 watch hours in a calendar year in order to qualify for the YouTube monetization program. And I did the math. That comes out to 11 hours a day. And that is a lot. That basically means that, let's say you make a 5-minute video, right? Well, let's put it like this. Let's say you make an hour-long video. 11 people would have to watch that video from start to finish every single day in order for you to, in a calendar year, to have 4,000 watch hours. That would be the requirement. And you know, I could talk from my videos, like say, I've noticed that when I make a shorter video, like if I make a video that's like 2 or 3 minutes long or whatever, people watch it like 30 seconds, 50 seconds of it. So imagine 50 seconds or 30 seconds or you know, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, having to add up to 11 hours every single day. That is the path that you need to be on, the flow that you have to have in order to get monetized here on YouTube. Now, of course, some people get, they make viral videos and they may get that in one video. That is absolutely possible. But, you know, I don't know how, I have not unlocked that, you know. For me personally, I'm grateful and thankful for the views that I get, but it's very difficult and it requires a lot of consistency and effort just to get as far as I've gotten to this point, which is I'm still under 2,000 subscribers, but I'm learning a lot about being better in front of the camera, and you know, I'm hoping, as I said, here on Daddy Share Space, to just share all of this stuff that I'm learning. Because, you know, who knows, maybe you may start a YouTube channel one day. And I think the more we share with one another, the better all we can do, right? We can all do better if we share with one another. But anyways, guys, I think that's about all that I'm going to say today. You know, hopefully, you know, if you did give the other video that, you know, Telly Talks Tech a chance, you know, I'm going to be working on that as well. So I'll find my balance. I'll find my equilibrium one of these days. But for right now, I just have so many different interests and so many different hats out there. And I'm trying to manage my time. And it may get a little bit convoluted for a while. But, you know, those that stick with me, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll get it together. But anyways, guys, thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I will see you in my next one. Take care.